If you didn't see it, Charles Barkley revealed in the late night hours, when very few people were watching, that he has had conversations with multiple TV networks, but he is not, I repeat, not leaving TNT. Instead, Barkley claimed that he will play out next season, even though it's not the final year on his contract. He'll play out next season, then he will retire. He'll hang up the microphone after what will be 25 years of commentary on NBA games for Turner. Barkley claiming that he will exit stage left just when Ernie Johnson leaves as well, and that's it. That's turn out the lights, the party's over. So let us discuss the question. How likely is Charles Barkley to actually do it? It's one thing to say you're going to do it, but how likely is Charles Barkley to actually retire from broadcasting NBA games? So I've got Ozzy Osbourne, horseplay, and drawing class. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a long walk to the vending machine, which Eddie Garcia is doing right now. What will he buy from the vending machine? Will he buy candy? Will he buy chips? What will Eddie buy? I don't know. Maybe soda, possibly a carbonated beverage. We'll find out. But Eddie is on his way right now to the vending machine. We can report to all the affiliates down the line. So, number one. So to answer the question, how likely is Charles Barkley to retire from broadcasting? He is not going anywhere. He is not going anywhere. And I'm never wrong about these things. I am a distant relative of Nostradamus, friend of Nostradamus. Charles Barkley is full of poo when it comes to this. He's not retiring. He's not retiring tomorrow, the day after. He's not retiring. They're going to have to rip the earpiece and the microphone out of his wardrobe. Do you understand? Okay? Charles Barkley, I'll tell you why. Barkley loves being Charles Barkley. You can't be Charles Barkley with the same vim and vigor if you are not broadcasting NBA games. Now, I get it. This is an emotional time. Charles Barkley is really upset with the NBA. He's upset with Turner and all the muckety-mucks, all the bigwigs, the money people who could not figure out a compromise, and they've been at loggerheads for months, and it didn't work out, and Charles Barkley wants the status quo. He wants to keep the band together, he and Kenny Smith and Ernie Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal and all the production staff that put the show together behind the scenes to make the magic on television. He wants that. It ain't happening. He knows it, and I know it. So we pivot. We advance the story. TNT was outbid. They did not meet the price. They were given the opportunity to match from what we were told, but Amazon and NBC, they ended up coming up with more money. So Charles Barkley right now is doing something that he often does. He's speaking in puffery is what he's doing. I remember Charles Barkley said he was going to become the governor of the state of Alabama. And also Barkley said he was going to retire. Nobody wanted to hear somebody give takes when they're past the age of 60. Well, Barkley's past the age of 60. He's still giving takes. But Barkley's acting like Ozzy Osbourne. I remember years ago, a very famous musician at the time, Ozzy Osbourne, announced his retirement in 1992. He said, that's it. I'm done. I have a nice house. I have a nice car. I don't get to see it in my house. I don't get to see my car. I'm retired. And I'm tired of being on the road. I'm not going to perform on the road anymore, Ozzy Osbourne said. And then he quickly changed his mind because he realized retirement sucks. And it wasn't too long before he started back on the road, right? And Charles Barkley, he's already got one foot in leisure world, right? TNT work, it's like you're kind of retired anyway. It's like a part-time job. It's like people in my family, you get a job at like the Walmart, saying hello to people, or Costco on the weekends, a little part-time work there. That's essentially what Charles Barkley, it's not like he doesn't watch the games. He doesn't. And I don't want him to. Barkley is there for comedic relief. He's there to bust balls. That's what he does. And the other Komodo dragon in the room when it comes to Charles Barkley, even if you think I'm wrong and you say, well, Barkley, he can beat Charles Barkley without being on television. Even if you think I'm wrong on that take, I promise you that I'm not wrong about my other take. And the main reason that Charles Barkley cannot walk away from broadcasting, he has a major gambling addiction. And it's only a problem when you don't win, which, by the way, you don't. You just consistently do not win. And so Charles Barkley is a prolific gambler. And from what I've been told, unless I got bad information, it's not like he's slowed down. He's still doing the stuff he's been doing here. And the money he makes from broadcasting these games on TNT and all the other stuff that he does, the commercials, that helps cover the stench of the gambling losses. So he ain't going to go anywhere, because unless he stops gambling, and there's a better chance that we have peace in the world than Charles Barkley stops gambling. Okay, now, page 2 here. To the coaching carousel we go. Round and round and round and round, the coaching carousel. Noted podcaster and pompous a-hole JJ Reddick interviewed for the Laker coaching job over the weekend. What chance do you give JJ Reddick of getting the big chair in Lakerland? So Maller Sportsbook odds on JJ Reddick. I have the odds at -800. They hire a podcaster to coach the team. There is an 80% chance that this happens, and here's why. Okay, it is horseplay. What's going on there? The Lakers have a tightwad owner, Jeannie Boss. They've got skinny jeans Rob Pelinka, who doesn't know what he's doing as the GM, even though he's really the GM by proxy. LeBron's the real GM, and he's just kind of filling the chair. But that aside, this is horseplay because JJ Reddick is the chalk horse at this point. And back before computers, at the track, they would write the favorite there in chalk at the very top. That's the term chalk horse. That's what that means. But anyway, that's LeBron's hand-picked preferred option at coach. It's a package deal. The Lakers, from what I've heard from people over there in Lakerland, they're so paranoid that LeBron's going to leave that whatever LeBron wants, they're going to do to pacify, within reason when it comes to the coach and things like that. And so if all you have to do is hire his pompous a-hole schmucky podcast partner, okay, and then LeBron will stay, and all those idiots in Hollywood will keep buying everything. But I don't get that. Here's why. Like, the Lakers they don't have fans, they have historians. They're idiots, right? And they'll buy those tickets and luxury boxes and all that, no matter how embarrassing the product is on the court. So what's the point? I don't get that part of it. But they're convinced they have to keep everything together and all that stuff. And, man, well, the key thing now, the finals will end on Monday night tonight. So that'll be done. So Reddick will be free to be hired as Laker coach by the end of the week. I would assume he'll be hired by the end of the week. Keep an eye on the usual idiots, the useful idiots in the media that the Lakers plant stories to. And they feed stories about, will we see more propaganda about JJ Reddick being, great at this, that, and the other thing? Modern marvel of coaching, right? Prodigy, Pat Riley-like. Are those stories going to pop up? Stay tuned. All right, final point. We are now, believe it or not, 9 days away. We are 9 days away from the draft. Can you feel the buzz in the air? No, there's no buzz. There's no buzz in the air. The Atlanta Hawks are on the board. The Atlanta Hawks are on the clock. They have the first pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Everyone is focused on a player who shouldn't even be drafted. The spawn of Bron is who we're talking about here. Now, scrawny Bronny James. Again, the focus over the weekend. The story a couple weeks back was LeBron's kid was only going to work out for the Lakers and Suns. And then the agent's like, well, no, there's going to be some other teams he works out for. Well, after meeting with L.A. and Phoenix, it turns out that's all she wrote. According to the agent, why is Bronny James unlikely to work out after initially saying no and then saying yes, his agent? Why is Bronny James unlikely to work out for any other teams after visiting the Lakers and the Suns? And so this is drawing class, is what this is. The little drawing class. It is the family business. We know how this works. It's the family business here. Father-son combo. LeBron talked about this years ago. He wants it to happen. Why wouldn't he want it to happen? It makes sense. Why would you not want that to happen? And LeBron, though, he's the one calling the shots here, not the agent. Come on. LeBron's the one calling the shots. And this is an audible. Omaha. Or in this case, Scottsdale. That's it. They're redrawing the districts. It's drawing class, and they're redrawing the districts. It's market manipulation. It's wild that this is actually happening when you consider that scrawny Bronny averaged less than 5 points a game on a bad SC basketball team. The old Pac-12 conference, back when that was a thing. I barely remember that when that was around. And scrawny Bronny was a backup on a sub-500 basketball team. And yet he's the one we're to believe that is deciding where he will play and where he will not play. And watch LeBron, right? If the Suns end up taking him, I could see LeBron saying, okay, it's a 45-minute flight from Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix to Van Nuys Airport, where all the rich people fly into L.A. They don't fly into LAX, because why would you fly into LAX? If you got money, you don't have to fly into LAX. So keep an eye on it.